नमस्ते। विज्ञान तथा प्रविधिसँग सम्बन्धित विभिन्न विषयवस्तुहरू समेटेर तयार पारिने यस विज्ञान प्रविधि कार्यक्रम हेरेर बस्नुभएका सम्पूर्ण दर्शकवृन्दमा म मञ्चिताको तर्फबाट कार्यक्रममा हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछु। दर्शकवृन्द, हरेक हप्ताको शनिबारका साथै आइतबार बिहान 11:30 बजे यस कार्यक्रमलाई पुनः प्रसारण गर्ने गरिन्छ। आउनुहोस् कार्यक्रम पनि सुरु गरौँ। जलवायु परिवर्तनका असरहरू थेग्न सक्ने जातका खाद्यान्नहरू उत्पादन गर्न तथा खाद्य सुरक्षाका लागि जीएमओ, जिन एडिटिङ जस्ता नयाँ प्रविधिहरूको प्रयोगबारे अस्ट्रेलियन नेशनल युनिभर्सिटीका प्राध्यापक डाक्टर ब्यारी पोक्सोनले नास्टमा दिनुभएको प्रवचन कार्यक्रम र उहाँसँग गरिएको कुराकानी सहितको रिपोर्ट प्रस्तुत गर्दैछौँ। हालको बढ्दो जनसङ्ख्यालाई खाद्यान्न आपूर्ति गर्नु चुनौतीकै रूपमा देखा परिरहेको छ। यो समस्या दिनानुदिन बढ्दै गइरहेको छ। जलवायु परिवर्तनका कारण भइरहेको तापक्रम वृद्धिका असरहरूले खाद्य असुरक्षालाई झनै बढाउँदै लगेको छ। यही परिप्रेक्ष्यमा जेनेटिकल्ली मोडिफाइड अर्ग्यानिजम अर्थात् जीएमओज, त्यसैगरी आनुवंशमा हेरफेर गरिएका खाद्यान्नहरू, सुक्खा, खडेरी तथा अन्य प्रकोपहरू सहन सक्ने जातका वनस्पतिहरूको विकास तथा जिन एडिटिङ लगायतका नयाँ प्रविधिहरूको विकास र प्रयोग विकसित देशहरूले गरिरहेका छन्। जेनेटिकली मोडिफाइड अर्ग्यानिजम, जीएमओ र जिन एडिटिङमा के फरक छ त?
Traditional breeding is trial and error. If we say DNA is the book of instructions for a human cell to be a human, for a plant cell to be a plant, for a rice plant to be a rice plant, the book of instructions varies between two rice plants. A GMO is to take a page out of one book and put it into another book. And that's why we call it a GMO. We took genes from one book, let's say it could even be a tomato plant, and then we put it in a rice plant. So we call that a GMO because the book of instructions is now different. It's been genetically modified. It's still a rice plant, and the change might be small. It could be just a small part of that, or it could be a whole chapter. It could be a big or a little change. But we say that that's a big enough change that we call it a GMO, and in Australia, we have GMOs, but we regulate them very carefully. So we say, well, we need to understand everything about those instructions to make sure that will not produce something bad in this plant. It will not make it bad for the environment. It will not make any allergens or anything, toxins that are bad for the human diet. So we check all of these things, and then we regulate it very carefully to make sure the GMO is safe before we give it to the consumer.
नेपालमा हालसम्म पनि परम्परागत तरिकाहरूबाट खेती गर्ने प्रचलन रहेको छ। हामी कहाँ जेनेटिक इन्जिनियरिङ लगायतका प्रविधिहरू सुरुवाती अवस्थामा मात्र रहेका छन्।
Traditional breeding is very important. We've done it for 5,000 years and we will always do it. The question is, can we do traditional breeding better? And can we use new technologies to make traditional breeding go faster and be safer and better for the farmer and better for the consumer? And I think some new technologies offer that. Some new technologies like gene editing is a technology that lets us do that easier and better, and we can take existing varieties, the ones the farmers grow now, and let them use those ones, but just improve them and make them better. We can do science to understand what's good about the traditional variety and what can be improved about the traditional variety, and then do those improvements with both traditional breeding and new breeding technologies.
जेनेटिकल्ली मोडिफाइड खाद्यान्नहरूलाई समाजले स्वीकारिसकेको अवस्था छैन। यस्तो अवस्थामा सबैले स्वीकार्य हुने किसिमले कसरी अगाडि जान सकिन्छ भन्ने जिज्ञासामा अस्ट्रेलियन नेशनल युनिभर्सिटीका प्राध्यापक डाक्टर ब्यारी पोक्सन भन्नुहुन्छ।
I think first off is to decide as Nepalese, what do you think is GMO and what do you think is gene editing? If you think gene editing is just small changes to the DNA, that is what traditional breeding does. And then you can say, okay, that doesn't need to be regulated. It's the same as traditional breeding. It's low cost, it's quicker. It will help breeders and research institutions make better crops for the farmers, and it can be the same Nepalese crops that the farmers grow now. but better. GMOs is more complex and more difficult to regulate, so it would require a lot more work by your country to regulate GMOs. So some countries are skipping straight from traditional breeding to gene editing without worrying about GMOs and just saying no. You can choose. This is the great thing. You have the power to decide your future, and as a country you should decide what's in the best interest of your future. Your future is to deal with changing climates, your future is to feed all of your people, your future is to have a healthy and prosperous nation. What technologies help you do that the best? And I think it is to look at each technology and decide which parts you like. Just like a builder uses a hammer and a screwdriver. Don't just only use a hammer because you can't build as well. So use the tools that will help you and decide which tools of those are the safest and best for your people.
जलवायु परिवर्तनका असरहरू जस्तै सुक्खा, खडेरी, अत्यधिक वर्षा, उच्च तापक्रम आदि असरहरूले कृषि क्षेत्र तथा उत्पादन र उत्पादकत्व वृद्धिलाई नराम्ररी प्रभावित पारेको देखिन्छ। जीन एडिटिङ लगायतका नयाँ प्रविधिहरूको प्रयोगबाट जलवायु परिवर्तनले खाद्य सुरक्षामा पारेको असर न्यूनीकरण गर्न के गर्नु पर्ला भन्ने जिज्ञासामा प्राध्यापक पोक्सोन भन्नुहुन्छ,
We won't be able to breed them quickly enough by traditional breeding because climate change is happening so fast, particularly in the Himalayas. Climate change is faster in the Himalayas than most other parts of the world. So the challenges you face are coming faster than they are for the rest of us. It's also important that you just have to do good regulation and then you don't need to be scared of anything, right? We make sure our phones are safe. We make sure our cars are safe. We put seatbelts in our cars so we don't have accidents. So you just need to understand what are the seatbelts you need for these new technologies. What technologies will mean you can use, the farmer can grow this gene-edited crop and know it's safe, just like they put their seatbelt on and know it's safe. And the consumer can buy that grain from the farmer knowing it had a seatbelt on it and it's safe. So what are the seatbelts you want as a country that will make your food safe?
जलवायु परिवर्तन तथा खाद्य सुरक्षाको विषयमा युवा तथा महिला वैज्ञानिकहरूको सहभागिता अपरिहार्य रहेको बताउनुहुन्छ प्राध्यापक ब्यारी पोक्सन।
Training the next generation of researchers and leaders for our country is one of the most important things I think we can do. It's something I'm personally very passionate about. I lead a group in Australia that's training a whole lot of new students to think differently. What do I mean by think differently? We're giving them skills in science, we're giving them skills in government policy, and we're giving them skills in understanding how society thinks. Because then if they do that, they won't do things that society won't want, and society will learn alongside them. So everybody's involved in the decisions. This is called responsible innovation. It means the discoveries are being talked about with society. Shows like this are a great way to tell society what scientists are thinking. But scientists also need to listen to society and know what society is thinking. And it's having a new generation of researchers who think like that is really important. It's also really important that we bring women in as leaders of all of our countries. Diversity is being shown to make companies perform better. There is good research out there that says companies and organisations that have good diversity do better than companies that don't. We have some wonderful women leaders around the world. We have some great women leaders in Nepal, such as Lapukta Sherpa, who climbed the Himalaya, climbed Everest 10 times. You have great leaders who are women. You need to look up to those leaders and have more of them. So train them to be your next generation of leaders and empower your country to do even better. Bring everybody in and everybody together, then everybody will be better off.
जलवायु परिवर्तनका नकारात्मक असरहरूबाट जोगिनु तथा अनुकूलन गर्नु एउटा मुलुकको प्रयासबाट भन्दा पनि सामूहिक प्रयासबाट सहकार्यमा अघि बढ्नु जरुरी रहेको देखिन्छ।
We need a team of people, a whole world of people to come together and face this problem we face of a lot of people and a lot of climate change. Otherwise, we won't have food security. And what does that mean if we don't have food security? That's when wars start. Most of the wars are about a lack of food or a lack of water, and we need to make sure we look after this planet to ensure all the other species survive and that we don't have conflict because we're working together rather than fighting each other.
खाद्य सुरक्षाको हालको परिप्रेक्ष्यमा अस्ट्रेलियन नेशनल युनिभर्सिटीका प्राध्यापक ब्यारी जे पोक्सनले नास्टमा यही मार्च 5 तारिखका दिन प्रवचन दिनुभएको थियो। न्यू ब्रिडिङ टेक्नोलोजिज फर क्रप इम्प्रुभमेन्ट अपर्च्युनिटिज एन्ड कन्स्ट्रेन्ट्स नामक उक्त प्रवचन कार्यक्रममा प्राध्यापक पोक्सनले CRISPR नामक नयाँ प्रविधिको प्रयोग गरी जिन एडिटिङ गर्दै इच्छाइएका गुणहरू भएका जलवायु परिवर्तनका असरहरूसँग जुझ्न सक्ने वनस्पति तथा खाद्यान्न उत्पादन प्रक्रिया सम्बन्धी आफूले गरेका अनुसन्धानहरूबारे जानकारी गराउनु भएको थियो।
What's going to be the impact of climate change on agriculture in higher areas? First thing you know, and you live, is the seasons are changing. And with the seasons changing, water is going to become more of a challenging resource. There won't be as much, it'll come at the wrong times, there won't be the consistent flow through the rivers as the glaciers all melt. Similarly, as you move up the mountains and it gets warmer, it'll be harder to grow, the plants won't have the same areas that they can grow in. Plants that have traditionally grown at 2,000 or 3,000 metres will move up. But it's not as simple as those plants just moving up and re-establishing agriculture at different elevations, because we'll have this change in snowfall, we'll have this change in weather patterns. Sometimes we're going to have to move plants around the mountain to still do agriculture, to still have natural medicines and medicinal products. Sometimes we're going to have to move them to somewhere else altogether. So we have to understand so much more about the nature of our natural systems and our managed farming systems if countries such as Nepal are going to continue to feed themselves and have an impact.
प्रवचन पश्चात भएको अन्तर्क्रियामा जीएमओ तथा जिन एडिटिङ बारे उपस्थित वैज्ञानिक, विद्यार्थी तथा प्राध्यापक पोक्सन बीच बृहत छलफल भएको थियो। कार्यक्रममा समापन मन्तव्य व्यक्त गर्दै नास्टका सचिव डाक्टर रविन्द्र प्रसाद ढकालले जेनेटिकली मोडिफाइड अर्गानिजमलाई प्रयोग गर्ने सम्बन्धमा नेपालमा रहेका समस्याहरूबारे जानकारी गराउँदै अस्ट्रेलियन नेशनल युनिभर्सिटी र नास्टले सहकार्यमा यसबारे अध्ययन अनुसन्धान गर्न सक्ने थुप्रै सम्भावनाहरू रहेको बताउनु भएको थियो।
The reluctancy of the society or the farmers here in Nepal is widely circulated that the GMO would compete with their kind of the seeds. They harvest themselves, they protect themselves, and for the cost wise to make it benefit, and so that the GMO reluctancy is circulated all over the world. Of course in the developing countries, which is more prominent than the developed countries, because the patent right or the regulatory bodies and authorities being governed by some sort of the private company or industry or whatever it could be, which could be guided to the whole society. So I think in that connections, the plant scientist, which is using differently available technologies like the nanotechnology or the CRISPR technology that could help to breed the genes and then trying to modify it. But there is some sort of those regulations necessary for us to understand, to formulate the policy as well. So in that line, I think the minimum acceptable level of the gene editing portions of the individual original gene should have to have some sort of the the regulatory framework globally or in any country context, so that we can have increase the wider acceptability of the farmers or maybe the society or maybe the country. This is also ample opportunities to have the collaborations opportunities, and some of our scientists has already asked that there is some collaboration room, that how we can work together in this the CRISPR technologies or nanotechnologies, not only in the plant perspective, but in some cases we may need like the animal perspective is also considered for this CRISPR technology, so that maybe our food the product we have developed may be harmed by some nuisance animals that has to be controlled in some way or the other way around. and that is also room that we have to seek for the food security and other perspective.
यसरी जिन एडिटिङका नयाँ प्रविधिहरूबारे बृहत छलफल गर्दै उक्त प्रवचन कार्यक्रम सम्पन्न भएको थियो। स्वास्थ्यका दृष्टिकोणबाट टुसाएका गेडागुडीहरू कतिको महत्त्वपूर्ण छन् त, यसै बारेको यो रिपोर्ट प्रस्तुत गर्दैछौँ अबको पालोमा।
हामीले खाएको खानाले हामीलाई शक्ति दिन्छ, शरीरको वृद्धि र विकास गर्छ, साथै रोगबाट बचाउँछ। कुनै पनि मानिसको शारीरिक संरचनामा कार्बोहाइड्रेट, प्रोटिन, लिन्छौं। हाम्रो देश नेपालमा कोसे बालीलाई परापूर्व कालदेखि नै खेती गरिँदै आएको पाइन्छ। गेडागुडीलाई क्वाटी अर्थात् टुसाएको गेडागुडीको रूपमा खाने चलन पनि छ, जसलाई क्वाटी पूर्णिमा भनेर चाडकै रूपमा मनाइन्छ। पछिल्ला अध्ययन अनुसन्धानले युवा अवस्थालाई लामो समयसम्म कायम राख्न तथा शरीरको रोग प्रतिरोधात्मक क्षमताको विकास गर्न हाम्रो खानामा एन्टिअक्सिडेन्ट भिटामिनहरू र केही इन्जाइम अर्थात् पाचन रसहरूको मात्रा बढाउनु राम्रो हुन्छ भन्ने तथ्य अघि सारेका छन्। यस्ता भिटामिनहरू र इन्जाइमहरू गेडागुडीको टुसामा प्राप्त हुन्छन्। गेडागुडीहरूमा प्रोटिन, फस्फोरस र क्याल्सियम जस्ता तत्त्वहरू प्रशस्त मात्रामा पाइन्छन्। त्यसैले गेडागुडीको टुसा वा क्वाटी नपकाएर काँचै सलादको रूपमा नियमित खानाले छिट्टै बुढौली नहुने साथै विभिन्न रोगहरू लाग्नबाट समेत बच्न सकिने मान्यता रहिआएको पाउँछौं। यो पोषक तत्त्वको सुलभ खाद्य पदार्थमा पर्दछ। हामी खानाको रूपमा खास गरेर कार्बोहाइड्रेट, प्रोटिन र चिल्ला पदार्थहरू अर्थात् तेल, घिउ खान्छौं। यी खानाहरू पचाउन हाम्रो शरीरभित्रको पाचन प्रणालीलाई गाह्रो हुने हुन्छ। पचिसकेपछि पनि शरीरमा युरिक एसिड, कोलेस्ट्रोल, अमोनियम र नुन जस्ता पदार्थहरू उत्पन्न हुन्छन्। ती पदार्थहरू हाम्रो शरीरका लागि हानिकारक हुनुको साथै विविध रोगका कारणहरू पनि हुन सक्दछन्। महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरा के छ भने गेडागुडी उम्रिँदा त्यसमा भएको कार्बोहाइड्रेट, प्रोटिन र लवणहरूमा रासायनिक परिवर्तन हुन्छ। फलस्वरूप त्यो उम्रेपछि त्यसमा कार्बोहाइड्रेटको मात्रामा 9% कमी आउनुका साथै सजिलैसँग पस्ने प्रोटिन, अमिनो एसिड, रेसा, पानी, विविध लवणहरू अर्थात् नुनहरू र इन्जाइमको मात्रामा अत्यधिक वृद्धि हुन जान्छ। त्यसैले टुसाएको गेडागुडी पचाउन हाम्रो पाचन प्रणालीलाई गाह्रो नहुने हुँदा कब्जियत हुने मानिसहरूका लागि पनि गेडागुडी अति उपयुक्त साबित भइसकेको छ। कोसे बालीलाई दाल बालीको नामले पनि चिनिने एक प्रमुख बाली हो। हाम्रो देशमा कोसे बाली अर्थात् गेडागुडी क्षेत्रफल र उत्पादनको हिसाबले धान, मकै र गहुँ पछिको चौथो बालीको रूपमा आउँछ। कोसे बालीहरूले हावामा भएका नाइट्रोजन लिई माटोको उर्वरा शक्ति बढाई दिगो भूव्यवस्थापनमा सहयोग पुर्याउने गर्दछ। सिमी बाहेक दाल बालीको जरामा रहेको गिर्खाहरूको सहायताले वायुमण्डलीय नाइट्रोजनलाई माटोमा स्थिरीकरण अर्थात् नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेसन गरी माटो मलिलो पार्ने हुनाले यो बालीलाई रुखो क्षेत्रमा बिना मल लगाउने परम्परा रहेको छ र वातावरणमा सकारात्मक असर पार्ने काम गर्दछ। गेडागुडीले मानिस लगायत अन्य जीवजन्तुहरूलाई नभई नहुने तत्त्व प्रोटिनको आवश्यकतालाई परिपूर्ति गर्दछ। त्यसैले गेडागुडीलाई प्रोटिनको धनी, सजिलै पाइने र सस्तो स्रोत मानिन्छ, जसले गरिबी निवारणका लागि गहन भूमिका खेल्ने गर्दछ, विशेष गरी विकासोन्मुख राष्ट्रहरूका लागि। विभिन्न अध्ययन अनुसन्धान अनुसार हरेक दिन 1 गिलास दाल अर्थात् गेडागुडी खानाले उच्च रक्तचाप, मोटोपन, रगतमा बोसोको मात्रा अर्थात् कोलेस्ट्रोललाई पनि सन्तुलनमा राखेको प्रमाणहरू भेटिएका छन्। तर नेपाल कृषि प्रधान देश भए तापनि यहाँ प्राय बालीहरूको उत्पादकत्व छिमेकी राष्ट्रहरूभन्दा कम पाइएको छ। त्यसैले पनि नेपालमा कृषिलाई नयाँ आयाम दिनु जरुरी भइसकेको छ। कोसेबाली किसानहरूको आर्थिक स्रोत उकास्ने माध्यम पनि हो। त्यसैले जनमानसमा जनचेतना अभिवृद्धि गरी गेडागुडीमा रहेका पोषणयुक्त तत्त्वबाट फाइदा उठाउन दिगो खाद्य उत्पादकत्व बढाएर खाद्य सुरक्षा र पोषिलो खाद्य पदार्थ प्राप्त गर्न साथै वनस्पतिजन्य प्रोटिनको उपभोग गर्न, विश्वमै गेडागुडीको उत्पादन बढाउन, उचित बाली चक्र कायम गर्न, गेडागुडी अर्थात् दाल व्यापार गर्दा हुने चुनौतीहरूलाई ध्यानमा राख्नु अत्यन्त जरुरी देखिन्छ। आशा गरौँ गेडागुडी आफै पूर्ण खाना भएकाले खाद्य सुरक्षालाई सुनिश्चित गर्नेछ।
दर्शकवृन्द, आजको कार्यक्रम कस्तो लाग्यो? आफ्ना सुझाव तथा प्रतिक्रियाहरू हामीलाई अवश्य पठाउनुहोला। त्यसका लागि हामीलाई पत्राचार गर्ने ठेगाना हो विज्ञान प्रविधि टेलिभिजन कार्यक्रम, नेपाल विज्ञान तथा प्रविधि प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठान, नास्ट, पोस्टबक्स नम्बर 3323 काठमाडौँ, नेपाल। र हाम्रो इमेल ठेगाना रहेको छ bigyanprabidhi@nast.gov.np। त्यसै गरी हाम्रो वेबसाइट रहेको छ www.nast.gov.np। र यस कार्यक्रमलाई तपाईँहरूले युट्युबमा नास्ट नेपाल राखेर पनि हेर्न सक्नुहुनेछ। हवस् त, आजलाई विज्ञान प्रविधि कार्यक्रमका सामग्रीहरू यति नै। आगामी साता पुनः यस्तै विज्ञान तथा प्रविधिसँग सम्बन्धित विषयवस्तुहरूका साथ उपस्थित हुने नै छौँ। त्यतिन्जेलसम्मका लागि सम्पूर्ण युनिट बिदा माग्दछौँ। नमस्ते।